Hello, welcome to Souls Intersect. This is a love reading for Earth signs for June 2018. This can be used for sun, moon, or rising signs, but also keep in mind that any of the 4 element readings can be used by almost anyone. Most of us have all of the elements in our birth charts, and so any of these 4 readings could apply to you. I also want to let you know that I have a written version of my general readings. It's a different reading, and it's also for the 4 elements, and it's on my website on a blog page. So the link to that, if you want to see the other reading for the elements, is soulsintersect.weebly.com/free readings. All right, so we do have 2 Pentacles cards, which reflect the earth element, and it's the 8 and the 10. So I definitely see, although this is a love reading, it feels like there's some kind of sense with you, or if you're in a relationship, someone you're in a relationship with, where a couple of things are coming through. So it feels like one or the other of you could be very focused on work, but with the other person in mind. And we also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is another Pentacle. So it feels like that is being appreciated and noticed. And it does feel like if that's the case, especially if it's an established relationship, that it's a mutual understanding that it's a time for work focus in order to get things in order for things to, a stronger foundation to be built, possibly for planning that's coming through in the future, future wedding or a house, buying a house, building a house, or some kind of new endeavor, possibly even travel that's taking place. If this is kind of a mutual agreement, it feels like it's definitely building strength in the relationship. I also feel like some of you have a child who are in established relationships, and it does feel a little bit like that person is, especially if this work kind of being busy theme is speaking to you, that person is feeling that a little bit, like that they aren't necessarily being neglected, but that they feel that things have shifted and it just seems to be affecting them emotionally a bit, like they are missing you on the less extreme, and then also, and so that's the least extreme, but that maybe the most extreme, that they are feeling a little bit forgotten or not fully seen for what they are in some regard. And so it just feels like that, because it does feel like there are good intentions behind this change or this work focus, and so it feels like that person, the child, could just be spoken to, and maybe an understanding could be reached, or maybe some kind of compromise could be made. And I do think the Page of Cups is something different for others watching this reading, so I'll come back to that in a moment. But the other side of the work thing, it feels like it could be, if you're single, the same kind of focus on work to feel like you have a stronger foundation before allowing something to come in. And for some of you in that position, it feels like there could be the beginning of a love relationship that has started or that is going to enter, and that feels like the page is speaking to that. The work itself could also be, as a third thing, work being done in a partnership or on oneself in a different way. So not work focused to make money or save money or build a foundation, or to gain stability, but work, especially on the emotional self. That feels like a strong one coming through for a lot of you. And it feels like in that case, the Page of Cups is absolutely speaking to some past emotional issues, possibly even someone from the past. Maybe your childhood, or maybe regarding an issue with a child, something that was faced with a child that was challenging, as a child that was challenging, or possibly even the loss of a child for some of you, or loss of someone small in your life. And so the work feels like it's being done on yourself, and it's so beautiful that strength is coming through in the center of this reading, because I definitely sense healing coming through for that issue. But it feels like, and this feels appropriate for an earth sign, it's that the healing feels like it's entering your consciousness in a way that is more logical or more practical, you're able to process it in a way that you can grasp. It doesn't feel so intuitive in a way that you might reject it. For example, in the center, I feel like it could almost be the High Priestess card in this place, which can also be healing, or the Star. But those feel like these bursts, or these, at least coming through the crown chakra in like a very intuitive way. And with strength in the center, it does feel like for this reading, it's speaking to the healing coming through based on the work that you're doing on yourself. But again, in a more logical way, probably through conversation, probably through reading and understanding things about it. And the methods that you're implementing feel like they speak to your more rational self, which it feels appropriate again for earth signs. It's a way of that kind of earth energy letting in that sort of healing, which can feel too jolting or too spacey or too disorienting through the crown chakra for some of you. And it's not that you aren't intuitive or don't receive things that way, but for this particular issue, it feels like that more like grounded, logical version is helping you more. So it feels like the work that you're doing, either on yourself or literal work to make money, will pay off, no pun intended, and it will open doors. I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is a new path being set forward. For those of you who are single, although it's a Pentacles card, it could involve love. Especially, I see this version with the lots of flowers, which also that kind of vegetation is coming through in Strength and Page of Cups. So things can be born from this new beginning that are related to things other than the logistical. But it could be that you find love through this new endeavor, through a new job, or possibly through travel or something along those lines. And for those of you already in a relationship that are doing all this work, it does feel like it will pay off. It will open new doors for you and also bring through healing for you. It feels like there'll be a rest or reprieve from this period that was more chaotic and busy for you. All in all, it feels like a lot of strength is being built for this Pentacles, this earth energy. And that can also be in regard to self-confidence and self-esteem, also building stamina if it is about actual physical work or mental work, building stamina. So all kinds of different strength, because this period for you is helping you to implement new skills and use new techniques and approaches that are all going to build those kinds of strength for you and open new doors. All right, so definitely check out the blog page if you're interested, and if you would like a private reading, feel free to email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. Take care. Thank you.